This is your DM guide to the Dragon of Icespire Peak and the Lost Mine of Phandelver as one campaign, the Lost Dragon of Phandelver. Hi, Bob here, and welcome to Bob World Builder. This campaign compilation has been requested since I started making guides for Icespire Peak, and I recently dove into Lost Mine of Phandelver because it's been free to view on D&D Beyond during April. And now, Icespire Peak is free all May. So go read through it after this video, or pick up your own copy through the affiliate links in the description to help me make better videos. And if you want to stay updated on all the free weekly content, subscribe to Nerd Immersion. Ted makes videos literally every day covering all the latest D&D news, including recaps of the weekly play-at-home content. Now, back when the Essentials Kit was first announced, Chris Perkins immediately addressed the idea of combining Icespire Peak with Lost Mine. He sums it up well in this D&D Beyond interview with Todd Kenrick.
One of the first questions, of course, is should these two sets be usable together in some way, shape, or form? And we decided very quickly, yeah, that would be kind of cool. We would use the same town in this new box, but then present new locations and quests around it. So theoretically, if you have both boxes, yeah, you'll get some repeated information about Phandelver, but everything else is compatible. And so you can just combine them together to create an even greater campaign.
Yeah, a bigger setting.
Exactly. But we also knew that this box was going to cover roughly the same level span. So the DM could pick and choose.
So, like Perkins says, these two Phandelver-based starter campaigns can be run together in a few ways. Basically, Lost Mine of Phandelver is a linear adventure in which the party follows an evil chain of command from a bunch of goblin ambushers to a drow criminal guy seeking ancient magics in the titular, rediscovered mine. Yeah, so that green dragon on the cover doesn't actually have anything to do with the story of this module. I think it was pretty much a plug for the first official campaign, Tyranny of Dragons. Speaking of dragons, the Dragon of Icespire Peak, as you probably know, is a sandbox module where the party picks quests off a job board that eventually lead them to the titular white dragon, encountering some stirred-up, shape-changing half-orcs along the way. If you're really into the idea of running them one after the other in one long campaign, check out A Tale of Two Dragons by Adam Hancock on the DM's Guild, link below. But like Perkins said, I love taking my favorite parts of official material and creating new adventures. So here is my suggested framework for how to best overlap the plots and locations of Icespire Peak and Lost Mine into one epic beginner campaign, The Lost Dragon of Phandelver. The inciting incident of the Lost Dragon of Phandelver is when Faralai Stormsworn, the High Priestess of Talos from the Icespire Peak expansion quests, rouses the half-orc anchorites of Neverwinter Wood, telling these acolytes of Talos that she has been given a mission by their evil god of storms, and it's time to start shaking up the Sword Coast. This way, right out of the gate, you're set up to continue with Stormlord's Wrath, Sleeping Dragon's Wake, and Divine Contention if you and your players eventually want to take the campaign beyond 6th level. But Faralai's not actually in this beginner campaign, so your big bad isn't in danger of being killed too early. Following Faralai's orders, the half-orc Moesco takes over the Tower of Storms, and this location remains pretty much as written in Icespire Peak, except the Banshee, Miral, is combined with Agatha, the Banshee from Lost Mine, because her wisdom is sought by several NPCs, giving the party more reason to go to this tower and help her overcome Moesco. On that note, after this story review, we'll go over some leveling guidelines for each location. So the half-orcs also take over the Loggers' Camp, as written, but it is Gorthok, the great conjured Thunderboar, who goes to the ruins of Thunder Tree and scares away Cryovane, our poor lost dragon who had only recently made Thunder Tree their home, effectively cutting out the non-sequitur green dragon Venomfang, and now, when your Tier 1 party travels to Thunder Tree, there won't actually be any surprise dragon there to kill them all. When Cryovane flees Thunder Tree to Icespire Hold, they stir up the mountain orcs from that fortress and from Wyvern Tor, leaving that cave empty. These displaced orcs take over Butterskull Ranch, as written in Icespire Peak, except It is the named leader of the Many Arrows tribe, Brugor Icespire from Lost Mine, who steals and wears Big Al's 10-gallon cowboy hat. Trust me, that's an extremely important detail. The orcs also go to the Woodland Manse, and they displace the Whiskered Gang were-rats from the Shrine of Savras, as written. When these were-rats move into the Mountain's Toe gold mine, they force out the Stone Cold Reavers, that hardly mentioned bandit gang in Icespire Peak. Some of the Reavers follow Cryovane to Icespire Hold, as written, but a larger group of them join the ranks of Iarno Glassstaff Albric, the evil wizard from Lost Mine, whose character can be merged with the Drow and the random necromancer from the Old Owlwell, who is a mysterious red wizard of Thay. Therefore, he calls his bandits the Red Brands. See, it's all connected. Then, as written in Lost Mine, the Red Brands pretty much take over Phandelver and start manipulating the Cragmaw goblins to ambush anyone traveling into town, including Gundren Rockseeker from Lost Mine and Donjon Raskin from Dragon of Icespire Peak, who are both traveling there from Neverwinter, and who have hired your party to bring their supplies after them from Neverwinter to Phandelver to reopen the Mountain's Toe gold mine. Boom. Yes, I really do feel like Charlie in that one scene from Always Sunny, except this analysis actually makes sense, right? If the parts of Lost Mine are new to you, Sly Flourish has a great video breakdown of each chapter. But if you've read both adventures, we should be on the same page. And this point is where the adventure actually begins. So the party is delivering goods to Phandelver when they're ambushed by the Cragmaw goblins. This beginning is cliché because it's awesome, and the starter set does a fantastic job of walking the DM through this encounter, which is perfect for new DMs or really any DM at the very beginning of a new campaign. Plus, this encounter is highly unlikely to kill your first level party, unlike any of the starter quests in Dragon of Icespire Peak. After facing these goblins, your party could follow the trail to their hideout, or continue to Phandelver, where they'll engage with NPCs and enter the exploratory sandbox phase of this adventure, during which they will confront the goblins, the Red Brands, the were-rats, the orcs, and eventually the dragon and the half-orcs, essentially moving backwards toward our inciting incident and Fairlies Stormsworn, our true villain. My favorite thing about this rewrite is how the players will see almost every group causing trouble has been displaced by another group, each more sinister than the last. So they have opportunities for alliances every step of the way. Now, let's go over these steps, location by location. Part 1. Goblins and Goons. Your level 1 party starts a half-day's march outside Phandelver on the Tribor Trail, having been hired by Donjon Raskin and Gundren Rockseeker to deliver their supplies to Barthen's Provisions in Phandelver. Run the Goblin Ambush encounter from Lost Mine of Phandelver and advance your party to level 2. If your level 2 party goes to either Cragmaw Hideout looking for Gundren and Donjon, or to Tressender Manor to end the Red Brand Ruffian's dominion over Phandelver, these locations can be run out of Lost Mine. The main changes are that they will find both Donjon and Gundren here at Cragmaw Hideout, and you can combine Cragmaw Castle with the hideout, or just remove it. Sort of similarly, the Wizard Glassstaff is not at Tressender Manor. He's at the Old Owlwell, not far from the Shrine of Savras. This should make Tressender Manor more manageable for your level 2 party. And with the Red Brands out of Phandelver, your party advances to level 3. And we enter Part 2, Delving Around Phandelver. Really proud of these names so far. Where Townmaster Harbin Wester starts posting on the job board. Of course, you as the DM should only include the quest locations that are best for your party. The important part is that by the end of this phase of the campaign, the party will be level 6, and they will be seeking a confrontation with the White Dragon and/or the Half-Orc Anchorites. While they're level 3, I recommend choosing from these quest locations. Tower of Storms plus Agatha's Lair, because remember, we replaced Miral with Agatha. Thunder Tree, which now has no dragon or cultists, but the Twigblights and the cool druid guy are totally still here. And Logger's Camp, which could just be combined with Falcon's Hunting Lodge, where Falcon is the one being rescued, and otherwise run as written. At level 4, I recommend Butterskull Ranch, which now has the more detailed orcs from Lost Mine. Also Umbrage Hill plus Dragon Barrow, where the Dwarven Burial Mound outside of Dabra's Windmill is replaced by the Dragon Barrow. And Shrine of Savras, maybe combined with Old Owlwell. Then, at level 5, Dwarven Excavation and Axeholm, where the final room of Dwarven Excavation is the entrance to Axeholm. Plus, those 2 dwarf prospectors are Gundren's 2 brothers, Thardan and Nundro Rockseeker. And finally, Mountain's Toe Gold Mine or Nomengard or Wave Echo Cave. Really just use whichever cave complex you like best. The critical part here is to keep the Brazier of Green Flames from Wave Echo Cave, which creates temporary +1 magic items that your party can use to fight those were-rats. Now, your party is level 6, and they are ready for part 3, Tooth and Tusk, where they will choose to face the White Dragon and the Reavers at Icespire Hold, and or the Half-Orcs at the Woodland Manse and Circle of Thunder. Ultimately, after both parties have been confronted, your group advances to level 7 and learns through interrogation or maybe a signed letter that the Half-Orcs are being driven by the mysterious villain Ferali Stormsworn, setting them on a course to Leylan for the Stormlord's Wrath adventure. The Lost Mine of Phandelver is widely considered to be a new classic D&D adventure, and Dragon of Icespire Peak is still welcoming hundreds of new players to D&D every day. So hopefully, The Lost Dragon of Phandelver allows you to take your favorite parts of these 2 adventures and even lead them right into the Icespire Peak expansions for one complete and glorious campaign. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and get ready for the Patreon launching next week. Aiming for Wednesday, but we'll see. Thank you for your support, thank you for watching, and keep building.